Hello, and welcome back to all of my incredible friends. And I'm just thankful that you're taking the time to listen to me for a little bit today. And I apologize that it's been such a long time since I did my original video back in November. And my goal is to be able to do these a little bit more frequently. And as time permits, I will be doing that. If you have suggestions or anything like that, please leave them for me. And I do take them all into consideration and kind of prioritize the requests that I do get. And obviously the topics that I can hopefully be helpful on. I don't make any promises. I'm, not saying I'm an expert or anything. I'm speaking from what my background is and the experience that I do have and kind of things that are real to me. And anyway, without further ado, what I want to go into today is into some things that can hopefully help you increase your self-esteem and see that you can be anybody and anything that you want to be. And a lot of it's a matter of mindset. Some of the things that, as far as, kind of becoming that person and overcoming some of the fears in your life and things that may be holding you back is number one is to face those fears. There's a saying that to me has a wealth of truth in it, and that's to do what you fear most. Challenges which often seem scary, but sometimes your fears are really overrated. I mean, the more we think about them, talk about them, the bigger they become, and until it's just a mess and your nerves are going crazy. But anyway, facing your fears actually will increase your confidence and boost your self-esteem. And the best way to get over those fears is quite simply to do them. If you fear something like public speaking, the best thing to do is start speaking in front of groups. If you have a fear of water, start swimming. Little by little, bit by bit, then you start to overcome them and you get more comfortable. And eventually, when you've kind of conquered whatever it was that initially seemed like such a big monster, then you feel great and you're just like, wow, maybe that wasn't such a bad thing to begin with. But anyway, it's about really just taking some action and helping you to take control of your life and not let those things control you. And I actually remember back to the first time that I had to do public speaking, and I was 19 years old and had to do this speech in front of 200 plus people, and the majority of them were men, and they were potash miners. And here I was, just a little 19-year-old girl, first time ever having to speak in front of anybody. And not only did I do this speech once that day, I had to do it 6 times, and each time to a group of about 200. And after the first speech, I remember the general manager at the time pulling me aside and just really trying to calm my nerves and things. And he said, your skirt was vibrating, you're so nervous. And realistically, I didn't need him to tell me that. I knew that one. But just kind of gave me a little bit of a pep talk, and I ultimately survived the day. And since then, I could actually speak to, I believe, a football stadium full of people if I knew my topic and be rather comfortable. And I've had the privilege to now be able to coach other people on public speaking. And so, it was about me taking that first step. And, once I did, I'm definitely grateful that I did. It's really been very valuable in my life. But another thing is to let go of your failures. Do the best you can to, not make the same mistakes again. Try not to repeat them. But don't let the fact that you failed at something once tell you that you can never succeed at it again. You want to try again. And the next time you're going to be wiser and stronger. And something to remember is you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Or as my father used to always tell me, I never could do anything until he tried. It took me a very long time until I guess that I really thought about that statement and was able to put it into proper perspective. And that is, constantly saying, I can't do that, I can't do that. Well, you don't know if you haven't tried. And so some things you have to try again, having learned some things along the way. And there's a quote from Michael Jordan that I absolutely love. And what he said was, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I've been entrusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over and over again in life, and that is why I succeed. Don't be a victim of your past. Instead, learn from it. And I've always said, I don't regret from my past, and I wouldn't go back and change it. I've been through some really terrible things, as many people have, but I often feel, bad in a sense, I guess, for the girl or the woman who had to go through those things, but I never feel bad for myself. I believe that the things that I've been through have helped me to grow and be stronger and have made me into the person that I am today, and has allowed me, I have been so blessed to be able to relate to other people and help so many other people. And, for me, it's definitely worth everything that I've experienced. I think that no matter about how bad a situation's ever been, I've learned to always try to take the positive in every situation. I put the negative in its proper perspective, and then I leave it behind me. That's not to say I don't ever have to deal with it or something again, but it's a lot easier time by time to put it back where it belongs and move forward. And as a result, rather than being beaten down more and more by circumstances beyond my control, it's strengthened me more and more. And my opinion is you can't move forward if you're living in the past. Life is all about choices. And the choices you make today will determine your tomorrow and sometimes your 5 minutes from now. I personally believe that you have a choice to be a victim or a survivor in life. And for me, I choose to be a victorious survivor. Having that mindset has literally helped me to change my life and to survive what could have been some very, very devastating events. Number 3 is to work on your self-confidence. Focus on the positive and get rid of the negative. The way I see it is the negative thinking is stinking thinking. Don't compare yourself to others, because usually when we do this, we're comparing our weaknesses to someone else's strengths. And essentially that's like comparing apples and oranges. There's always something you can do better than someone else. For instance, I may have a friend who is an award-winning artist, but as for me, I do well to draw a stick figure. However, I may be a very good organizer, and she may be lucky to find her car keys. It's all perspective, and we really have to be fair to ourselves. If we don't like something about ourselves, then, all we can do is work to change it. And this is just some little exercises, I guess, that I'm suggesting that you might try to do, that I've found a lot of value in, but is take the time to sit down and to write at least 5 positive things about you or your life, or things that you're happy with. And some of the examples may be and are different for everyone. These are just examples, but I have pretty skin. My body is healthy. I have a car. I have a roof over my head. I have a great dog. I can sing. I encourage others. Whatever they are for you, make that list. And I'm sure that you could at least find one. And if that's all you can do for right now, count it as a blessing. Start paying attention to all the things that are, positive. And as you start to become more aware of it, you're going to find more and more. And when you see this, it's going to help you to start building your confidence and seeing, okay, yeah, I do have these good traits, or that you may not have really been seeing because you've maybe been beaten down or been focusing too much on the negative, to really see all the incredible things about you. One by one, continue to write it down and claim it as yours. Those are the good things about you in your life, and let that list grow, because once you start to focus on it, quit focusing on the negative, your list is going to grow and you'll feel more and more blessed. If there are things that you want different in your life and you want to be true, I suggest you make a list of those and write them down. And those will become positive affirmations. And those are basically, you're affirming what you want to be true. and you write them as if they already have come to pass. Be very specific, and some examples are: I'm in perfect health. I make others feel good about themselves. I look and feel great at my ideal weight of 128. I make $50,000 this year. I am a successful blank. I have a bachelor's degree. My marriage is great. I tell my children I love them daily. Whatever they are for you, start making that list. And anytime you think of another thing that you want to be true and positive in your life, then write it down. And there's actually scientific research in the power of in your thoughts and your words, and writing things down, even writing your goals down, which is another topic. That if you go back and look at the positive affirmations, which are also kind of goals, but if you go back and look at those a year or two later, you'll be really, really surprised at what has come to pass. So, I mean, the way that the brain works, the writing it down, the speaking it out loud, it works on your subconscious mind. And what I suggest is to make multiple copies of the list and keep one with you at all times. Put one on the bathroom mirror, one in the car. Every time you go into the bathroom to maybe brush your teeth, read this list and read it out loud. Every time you're stuck waiting somewhere, pull out your list and make that time productive. And at a minimum, I suggest that you read it at least once in the morning and once at night. There's power in your thoughts and in power in your words. Your subconscious hears what you say and think, and it goes to work to make it true. If you're focusing on the negatives, like I'm overweight, I'm no good at whatever, I have no friends, I'm broke, guess what? The brain says, as you wish, and it works to make that a reality. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between good and bad. It accepts what you believe is true, and then it tries to help you by what you've been saying. It goes to work to help you by working on making that a reality. There's the scientific proof, like I was saying, in repeating those and feeding your mind with that positive, and your subconscious is constantly being fed and going, I am great. I am, outgoing. People are attracted to me. I'm a people magnet. I have a great personality. People love to be around me. As you're constantly reminding yourself of what you want in life, you'll eventually catch yourself changing your habits, making different choices, and you'll start to see one by one these things becoming reality. Don't write or state your affirmations in a negative frame or in the future, or that's what you're going to get. The brain will pick up on the negative and poof, once again, as you wish. Some examples are: I'm no longer overweight. I don't eat things that are bad for me. I don't drink sodas. What the subconscious mind hears is, I'm overweight. I eat things bad for me. I drink sodas, etc. Literally what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Know what you ask for. This is number 4. Know what you ask for, what you want, and ask for it. If you aren't already, then learn to become assertive. Not aggressive and not passive, but assertive. You deserve your dreams to come true. Don't let other people or circumstances control or dictate who you are. Generally speaking, people only have as much control over you as you allow. If you're in a controlling relationship, or your friends or family are trying to control you, it's up to you to say enough is enough and take their power away. If people truly care about you and love you, they won't try to force you to do things or to be mentally or physically abusive. Rather, they'll make suggestions, maybe explain their thoughts, but ultimately they're going to leave the decision up to you. Control is an entire subject in and of itself, and maybe that's something that we'll talk more on later if people want to hear about it, but it's something that I do a lot of talking with people on. Also, number 5, you need to reward yourself. Each little step you make into achieving those goals or succeeding in whatever light you see that, you need to give yourself credit for every step forward that you make. It's one step at a time. Don't try to do it all at once, or you'll be overwhelmed and you're less apt to, follow through and see that success that you want, or, the difference in your personality or situations, whatever it is you're wanting to change.